have an amazing brand. We think that we're doing something that's incredibly innovative here in the city of Wilmington. The situation here, especially when it comes to this industry, and I hope I don't, my sister's a politician by example, I hope I don't step on anybody's toes. We gotta try to figure out how to do it. What we're trying to do is our team, we're trying to bring it together. And we invited Mimi Brown. I don't think Mimi's here. She's the first African-American female Speaker of the House. We invited people from the bond committee because you need the state. You need money. You need money. You got to network. At these events, you got to network. There's no use in coming without networking. If you don't meet somebody new, I mean, because we got people who want to invest, right? We got people who have license. We have people who are really in this industry. We have politicians. We have people that are very smart for our team.
How's everybody doing? Is everybody excited for the first? Is everybody excited for the first? Everybody in here has a business. I mean, you're here, it's a, Delaware Cann-I-Biz Committee, right? So everybody here is here because of cannabis. So I want everybody to really get excited. As I tell people all the time, we're in an industry where you can help write the rules. What other industry have you been in? I'm 50 in my generation where you can help write the rules. I missed the .com era. I'm not smart enough for AI. This is it. So as Norman said, we really all need to come together, make this happen for Delaware. It's important. We have Maryland out there. We got DC, Jersey, PA, New York. I love New York, of course. But Delaware is it. They always say it's a pass-through state. That's fine. My philosophy is pass through and buy some cannabis. You understand? On your way to the beach, stop by one of our recreational spots, buy some cannabis. We got new people coming in, new dispensaries coming in, buy cannabis. So we really need to come together on this. As Pete says all the time, doing it the Delaware way. I'm not from Delaware, but he's the one that taught me about what the Delaware way is. And let me say something about Josh too. I met with Josh a couple of times. Amazing guy. Amazing, completely amazing. He's really here to help us. And I urge everyone, reach out to him. He's a phone call away. He's receptive. He'll return your calls, right?
I'm so happy to be here. These type of events are super important to this industry. Cannabis has always been in the shadows. It's time for us to be out of it. The best way to do that, as Anthony said, as Oliver said, or Norman said, is to get together and to meet new people, talk about, we share a lot of the same issues, right? If it's happening to you, it's happening to another licensee, it's happening to another consumer. Get out there and talk. I have been here now for 6 weeks, and I decided to flip the switch. So it started off slow, and decided we're gonna go ahead and jump into full adult use. Now that was met with two types of reaction. One, yeah, let's do it. Two, why are you doing it now? So I'm gonna deal with the second one. And why am I doing it now? So what I do not want to have happen is the folks here who have licenses to get their licensing done and then wait, right? The worst thing you can do is take an investment, be paying rent, be paying utility bills, and not be able to join a functioning industry. So when August 1st happens, I fully expect there will be issues, right? I have never seen a market in the United States not have some sort of issues. My goal is to limit them as much as possible, address them as quickly as possible, and move on and ensure that everybody who has a license that goes through the process can just jump right into a system. Our goal is to get everybody licensed as fast as possible. I know politicians say that all the time. I'm not elected, I'm appointed, so rest at ease. But as of today, I am more than halfway through all conditional licensing. We have 125 potential licensees. Thank you. Our goal is not to keep you out. People have been kept out of this industry, especially people in this room, for way, way too long. When it comes to social equity especially, I take it as a challenge to ensure that people have an easy route into the industry, but once they're there, they understand that it's hard work, it's regulation, it's ensuring that we're all doing it right, but the hardest part shouldn't be getting in, right? So it's our goal in the agency to continue to push that forward. My goal is by the end of the summer to have all the conditional licenses that get through that process. Not everybody will get a conditional license. Some folks, I'm just going to be honest with you, you don't meet the basic qualifications. You've got, different things in your background that sometimes just by statute you can't have. But so far, I have said no to nobody, right? Just so we're clear. If you've had a possession charge in the early 90s or even the early 2000s, where some people have had, I've said yes. If you've got debts that you paid off because you kept going and doing it, I said yes. And that's despite, different, voices saying, well, they might not be able to own a business. I'm like, everybody should be able to own a business. Right. It's our job to make sure that you can own a business, that you're successful while doing it. To that extent, or to that end, Anthony's exactly right. If you have a question, call my office. If I don't know the answer, I know the guy who can tell you the answer, the woman who can tell you the answer. Our job is not to trip you up. Our job is to make sure you're successful. And if we're keeping you out and keeping you in the dark, that ain't gonna help. So any questions you have, whether it's about licensing, whether it's about locations, some of these issues we're talking about, locations, I can't really help you with that. I'm limited by what local governments decide. But I'll tell you this, if you're allowed to be there, I want you there, right? But nobody wants to be somewhere they're not wanted. Just keep that in mind. Forcing yourself into a situation a lot of times can be detrimental to your business in the long run. That being said, I'm really happy to see everybody out here. This is an awesome event. Thank our organizers.
But we want people to network. That's why you're here.
Yes, good evening, good people. Al Mills, Madison Labs, and I am proud to say I was the first partner of Social Legacy Partners. The first business we tapped on and said, I want to be a part of it, let's do it. I knew nothing about testing. I just knew everybody was talking about selling marijuana, but you can't sell it until it's tested. So and I was the only one to raise my hand and started asking commissioners of a former commissioner, how do you test? How do you get into it? He gave me a book to read. I talked to Anthony. I said, this is what I want to do. And we went after the testing license. And since then, we've put together a dynamic team at Madison Labs. We got some world-class people, doctors. We got all kind of people on our staff. We are truly ready to go safeguard the public safety and health and do some amazing things here in Delaware. Testing has been very difficult in Delaware, and we're here to ease that up and make sure testing is done the right way and some accurate testing, reliable. From day one, we are ready to go, ready to roll out and make the much needed change in Delaware for our community, definitely on the testing, and just to be not just to change Newcastle County, but we want to be the testing lab in the whole Mid-Atlantic region. We have our sights set to be the best, and we are ready. Yeah, thank you.
How's everybody doing? My name is Lynn Roberts. I am an IP and mergers and acquisition attorney. I would be remiss to acknowledge the gravity of this moment right now. I've been watching this legislation and other similar bills since about 2015. Correct me, Commissioner, if I'm wrong on this, but I believe there are 47 social equity licenses out there right now. And we cannot forget what has happened to this community here in Wilmington because of the war on drugs, because of over-criminalization, because of over-prosecution on people of color, specifically us, specifically Black people. Let's not forget that. So I have just a few legal tips. First thing, if you're trying to get into this business, use common sense. That's not really legal advice, is it? Use common sense. If you make an agreement with somebody, put it in writing. Because handshake deals are not going to do it anymore. Let's make sure that doesn't happen here. Your IP, second tip, your IP, your intellectual property, is everything. It is everything. You're creating a new strain, protect it. You have a brand name, you're here, protect it. He's already protected. Get everything in writing. Get absolutely everything in writing. A failure to do that will not only open you up to an IRS audit, but it's going to run afoul of what the OMC requires of you all. Own this moment. August 1st is coming. It's coming very quickly. And let's make sure that we're in a position to really take advantage of this. Thank you very much.
All right, it's Fee, the classy stoner, and we are here today at a networking event here hosted at the Urban Flavors Lounge. This is located on a rooftop downtown Wilmington, and we have over 100 investors, serial entrepreneurs, we have license holders, and everything in between here to really gather and talk about the market that's opening up on August 1st here in the state of Delaware. I'm sitting here with Bo from Diamond State Growers, and he's going to give us some insight on what he's looking forward to about adult use marijuana opening up on August 1st.
Thanks, Fee. What I really think is it's great that they're finally opening up the legal market. It's very important. The newly licensed people, we won't actually realize any benefit from that other than getting our conditional licenses and our cultivation operation going, and we'll probably be somewhere to market late spring, early summer. But none of that happens until we get the recreational market open. So this is very critical, and there's, cultivation takes the longest. So if you're in retail, you can pretty much get your license and get a space and get going. Mm-hmm. If you're in materials testing, right? If you get into testing, you can open up your lab, people like that. And also if you're even manufacturing. So all of it's going to open up to what the existing medical, as a medical patient. Mm-hmm. I think it's critical. I think there's so many good things about marijuana, and there's just a little stigma that we have to get over. And I think once you can actually walk into a store, present your ID, show that you're 21, and then you can consume the product and see the benefits for yourself. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I still do like the fact that I have a medical card, plus I get a veteran's discount, and I'm happy about that too. Discount marijuana. But I am really excited because it's really the first chapter in our story. And I'm a lifelong Delawarean, so I love this state, and I think this is going to do a lot for the state. It's going to bring marijuana out of the shadows. It's going to be people that are dealing like PTSD. There's not going to be a stigma. The older people that are dealing with a lot of chronic pain, and they don't want to be on the opioids. And there's another way. I had a brother that unfortunately died from opioid addiction, and there's been a lot of studies I've looked at overseas where marijuana is a great way to help them, and even CBD to help them deal with some of that stuff. So I'm very eager for the market, and I'm very eager for to not only be in business, but be able to figure out a way to show the medical side of this, because this plant it's the one thing. Thank you. So it's the one product out there you don't have to manipulate.
Yeah.